I'd like to call the August meeting of the Elizabethton Board of Education to order. I'd like to welcome everyone for coming out this evening as we get started on another school year. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence and pledge the flag, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Van Huss to lead us.
Please stand. Please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's time to approve consent agenda and regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And any discussion there? Any items we need to pull? Are we good? Okay. Seeing none, the items to approve consent agenda and regular agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. It's now time for citizens to speak. We didn't have anyone request to speak tonight, so we'll move on to special recognition. First special recognition, and I'm going to call Mr. White, Justin White, to come up, is for Mr. Jaden Yoder, Boys and Girls Club of Elizabethton Carter County Youth of the Year. Come on up. Miss Jaden. I'm getting ready to meet Miss Jaden for the first time.
Sounds good. So, the Boys and Girls Club contacted us and let us know that Jaden was receiving this honor. They sent me a little bit today. Someone gets to read that and a chance to honor her. So, the Youth of the Year is the highest honor a Boys and Girls Club kid can receive. The teen selected to be Youth of the Year represents Boys and Girls Clubs of America and the voices of millions of club youth. For more than 75 years, the Youth of the Year program has recognized young people for their outstanding leadership, service, academic excellence, and the dedication to health and well-being. Jaden Yoder was selected as the Boys and Girls Club of the Elizabethton Carter County 2026 Youth of the Year. Becoming the Youth of the Year meant completing a full packet, submitting transcripts, writing essays, interviewing with a panel of judges, and having to present a speech. Jaden competed with her peers, and upon being selected, traveled to Nashville to compete in the statewide Youth of the Year competition. She's received a $3,000 scholarship from the Tennessee Alliance for the Boys and Girls Club of America to represent our club and our community. Jaden has been a club member since she was 7 years old. Today, Jaden participates in the club's teen program. Last year, she completed the BGCA Workforce Readiness Certification to become a junior staff. She has been an exceptional employee, a mentor, and a mentor over the year. She demonstrates being engaged in club programming and seeks opportunities to challenge herself academically, socially, and emotionally. She knows integrity and is committed to personal growth. Younger members look up to her for her guidance and encouragement, and she really offers support to her peers who may need it. We're all very proud of Jaden and her accomplishments. So we would love to recognize you tonight for all of those. Dr. Minton also asked me for a request that was not on the board, but he wanted to reach out to Ms. Googe this evening. He was sorry that he could not be here, but he wanted to recognize you as well and say thank you for all that you've done, the service that you've provided, not only for our school, but in our community, and that you're continuing to serve. He really wanted to be able to recognize that in front of the board tonight as well. So thank you for all that you do.
Now we'd like to welcome Dr. Jeff Morehouse, who will give us an update on our Ballard Health Academy. Good to see you, Dr. Morehouse.
Can
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what you have there in front of you is hot off the press, our annual report for last year. And just want to take the opportunity to come back before you and just say thank you. What a great year we had last year. And we're so excited for what this new year has to offer up. Today at this regional CTE directors meeting, Richard Church at TCAT Elizabethton was saying at this time last year, they had 28 students that were signed up for doing dual enrollment nursing courses. As of today, we have 138. And that doesn't reflect the Greenville site in there. And so, and all that means is that we've got great teachers and administrators that are really focusing on kids and nurturing them in there, of which one of it is Miss Katie Duggar, who we were able to take with us to New York to a gathering of all the sites from across the country that Bloomberg Philanthropies is helping to support and doing initiatives like this. And I think if Miss Duggar were here, her comment back to us was, you know, when we first started this, she thought that this was like a ballot initiative. For her to be able to go to New York and see all the other sites across the country, I think she got to step back and see that we're blessed to be a small part of a bigger nationwide project. And we're getting the opportunity to show what innovation looks like in the Appalachian region. You know, and we get to represent the voice of rural within all those different sites across the country. We don't necessarily think of Elizabethton, Johnson City, Kingsport like as rural, but when you put that in context with Boston, Nashville, Charlotte, Houston, we get rural in that context real quick. But to know that we might be rural, but we're reaching for the highest bar of all the sites, and kids are doing it. You know, what TCAT Elizabethton would say is that students that are in the Ballot Academy are performing at or above adults in the traditional program. And that's really cool to think. And it goes back to what I was originally saying is like, how would you think that that's possible that a high school student could perform it like the same as adult? And it's like at this point in time, kids have as much academic support around them as they're ever going to have. And like post-graduation, you have to start worrying about rent, paying the bills, all those other things that serve as equalizers, right? But right now, we're just so excited to have partner districts that are helping us to figure this out. None any better than our partnership here with Elizabethton Schools and Miss Duggar. And I know that we're working out, like as challenges arise, that there are some, but that we've been able to solve every problem together when we get everybody in the room and it's like, all right, what is the challenge? And so that leads me into the next part of this. One other thing is to say is, and you see in the annual report that it was last year we served 317 students. This year we're over 500 students regionally. And I don't know if you saw, but we've been able to add Johnson County as a partner district in this. And so we're really excited about the opportunities this is unlocking for students, unlocking for districts. But we also wanted to take the opportunity to present a gift to commemorate the partnership. I don't know if you're familiar with challenge coins, but challenge coins are something that kind of developed more military in there, but have kind of taken on more social context, but demonstrating the values of that particular unit or opportunity. And so we had minted some challenge coins, and on one side demonstrating the values of the future of healthcare, other side just the Ballard Health Academy logo. But this isn't possible. We can't discover like what is possible if we don't have people that are willing to go along with, that accept the challenge. And Elizabethton, we want to just honor the partnership, honor the commitment that you've made and willing to take on the challenge. And so we also want to leave with you just as a thank you and a memento of saying thank you for accepting the challenge. And this will only go to those that were there at the beginning. Once you start discovering what's possible, it's a little easier to jump on when you see that train's already starting to roll, right? But it's those people that jumped on and said, we don't know where this train's going, but we're willing to figure it out with you. I don't know what else to say, but to just say thank you for accepting the challenge. And so on behalf of Dr. Lose, Chief Academic Officer at Ballard Health, Alan Levine, myself, just want to say thank you for accepting the challenge and are excited for the opportunities that a new school year is going to present for all of us. And happy to answer any questions before I step away.
I had a quick question. I was seeing it was 51 for Elizabethton High School last year. I'm reading that here. Do you have any idea where we are this year?
So I think there's another, anything I would say would be speculative, but traditionally in that's typically about 20 students that have been signing up in each cohort there. And so, with that said, I know that we're looking at space challenges, and we've been helping we're getting ready to open up some space that Ballard has right across the street to be able to give more classroom space for the program to grow. That's an example of when we face challenges, like how do we solve this together? So that you're not capped by space or whatever, that if as students are interested, we want to be able to provide the opportunity, and we're just really excited to see how that's grown. So I'm going to say that there's probably in this new cohort, probably about 20 to 25 students that were signed up in that next cohort.
Right.
Which, when you say ratio to schools, like when we think about what's a healthy carrying capacity for a school, because we have schools of the 7, now 8 high schools that are in there, everywhere from 2,200 students to 600 students in there. And what we're understanding is about a 3 to 5% total enrollment, like, is a healthy number to think of, because nursing is not for everybody, right? Some students may aren't grossed out by blood and guts. Others are. And so we're not trying to fit square peg in a round hole. Is like when you think about of the talent that's in there, there's probably about 3 to 5% of the total enrollment where health careers is the right fit.
Thank you.
I would just like to say again, what great partners Ballard has been. It's been an incredible opportunity. There have been growing pains, but as Dr. Morehouse mentioned, I would just echo what great partners they've been to help us identify issues and find solutions. So it's been a great partnership. It's a great opportunity for our students. They have risen to the occasion. There continues to be great interest in the program, and I think that will only continue to grow as, again, even as other students see the success that our students are having. So we couldn't be any more appreciative of all Ballard's done to support our students in this. So,
Any other questions or comments? If we could, can we get a snapshot of you? We'll let you hand it to him and get something official there. Yeah, we don't get you around here very often. We need to have some proof that you. Yeah, well, I got that covered too. So. Thank you, Dr. Morehouse. Thank you. And now we are also fortunate to have Dr. Gary Lilly with us, who will make a presentation that we're all excited about as well. Welcome.
Thank you, and good afternoon. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening to make a very special presentation. My name is Gary Lilly. I am the Executive Director of the Tennessee Organization of School Superintendents, otherwise known as TOSS, actually primarily known as TOSS, really throughout the state. So TOSS supports superintendents in public schools through a variety of ways, including member services, professional development, and legislative advocacy. But I'm not here to talk about me, and I'm not here to talk about TOSS this evening. I am here to talk about your wonderful superintendent. I will tell you that Superintendent Van Huss is respected throughout the state. We certainly appreciate his close collaboration with TOSS and with his colleagues. He's so great to do anything that can help others. He has served as a mentor to new superintendents. I think you're serving as a mentor this year. He's led the First Tennessee Superintendent Study Council. He's on deck to be the chair of the statewide Executive Study Council. So I can tell you that his counterparts, not only in First Tennessee, but really across the state, listen when he speaks. They value his experience, his judgment, and his advice. I also want to tell you about a Superintendent of the Year recognition program that was established by AASA, that is the National Superintendents Association. The criteria they set for Superintendent of the Year is leadership for learning, communication, professionalism, and community involvement. So the way this works is in Tennessee, first, the various regions in the state select a regional superintendent of the year. And this is their peers who select it. You can tell the admiration I've got for your superintendent, but it's not me. I'm not part of it. It's his counterparts in the region. Next, Tennessee selects a statewide superintendent of the year. Typically, that is done in September at our fall conference. And then finally, at the national level, in February, AASA at their national conference selects a national superintendent of the year. So at this time, it's my honor and privilege to let you know that Superintendent Van Huss has been selected as the First Tennessee's Regional Superintendent of the Year. We're very proud of him. And if you're good for another photo, I've got a plaque to present. Dr. Newman, if you could do one landscape mode, and get board members in there too.
I'm hidden. I'm good.
Oh, wait just a minute.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
there
we'll
we go. Got the fold in.
Hurry up.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lilly, for sharing what we are fortunate to know firsthand as well. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes. All right. It's now time for reports, and we'll go ahead since you're the hot man on the table. It'll now be time for our director's report.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So again, we've had a tremendous start to the school year. It started with the back to school bash that many of you participated in. You know, there were some challenges there, certainly with the weather, but all in all, the bash was an excellent event yet again. Tons and tons of opportunities and services for our students, and not only the students, but the families as well. So that went very, very well. And again, we appreciate your support on that, as well as the community. We couldn't do it without all of our community partners. And just another example of how the community always steps up when we need them to support our students. So it was a great event. So thank you for being there for that. Obviously, we had our opening in service. a couple of weeks ago. Many of you were able to be there for that as well. We had an opportunity to hear our staff. They were able to hear from students, and they talked about their experiences at the various schools within the district, and it was an extremely powerful and moving time, I think, for everyone. So that was just an excellent way to kick the year off. And sometimes we all get in the doldrums, especially we don't necessarily want summer to be over, but it was the perfect start to the school year to really inspire everyone to move on and get ready to have a great year. So we appreciate the students' willingness to do that, and it was just a great way to kick off the year. We would like to mention Miss Debbie Googe, again, no stranger to Elizabethton City Schools, and she's going to be the City Council liaison very, very soon, so we're happy. We told them there are 2 City Council members here, and normally when multiple City Council members show up, there's something wrong. There's something going on, right? But they're here for good reasons.
Bucket of money.
You won't? Oh, well, sorry, we've already cashed a check. Sorry, too late. No, but we're very. We just want to say how much we appreciate Mr. Simmerly. He's been an extremely ardent supporter of the school system. He's shown up to meetings. He always has something to share, keeping us informed of what's going on in the city. He is just a great champion for our school system. It doesn't take, if you talk to him very long, he's going to bring up the school system. And we just really, really appreciate you. So maybe we could give him a round of applause right there. So again, we would love to have you back anytime. So hopefully, if you have a third Thursday, you're not doing anything, come right on up. So you can carpool up with Miss Googe. So, but again, we're excited to have Miss Googe as well because her wealth of knowledge in the school system is going to be beneficial for us as well. And she is the same way. Just it doesn't take long conversations with her. She's talking about the school system and how proud she is of it as well. So excited for you to be here. So. A couple other things. I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to meet with the Commissioner of Finance for the state of Tennessee. We applied for and received a grant for $64,000, and the big check is right back there. I couldn't quite fit it in my wallet when I brought it home, but and it was made out to the school system, not me. So, but we were very appreciative of the state setting aside these funds for capital and maintenance projects. These funds will be used to help us with 2 projects that we have going, or both of them will be started very soon. They've actually started work at the high school on the tennis court resurfacing. So that will take about a week to 10 days, obviously depending on weather. So we're excited about that. Again, that's one of those heavily used facilities, not just for the school system, but the community. You're not going to go by there any night of the week that it's not raining, that there's not going to be someone on those tennis courts. So that was desperately needed. So these funds will help that. And as you know, we have coming up within the next month or two, the resurfacing of the track at the high school, another heavily used area by not only our students, but individuals from the track team and cross-country team from Milligan, as well as the community. So these funds couldn't have come at a better time as we had those 2 projects. So that really allowed us to be able to do both of them instead of just picking one. So we're very appreciative of the state, Renee Jones, Rusty Crow, and all the others that supported that from the state level. Obviously, to close tonight for me, just our hearts are heavy for Milligan University, another great partner of ours in so many ways. The tragedy that happened yesterday took place here in Carter County. We've obviously reached out to them to provide any kind of support that we can for them. Just an incredibly tragic event there for all that are involved. So I would just ask you certainly to keep the Milligan family in your thoughts and prayers because again they're part of our family as well. They provide us with so many student teachers and things like that. They help us in so many ways. We use their facilities, they use ours. So a great partnership, but just very, very heavy for all the individuals that were impacted through that tragedy. So again, just please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Van Huss. It's now time for board member reports. Anyone have anything to share? I know we had a chance to go to the Law Institute. It was another typical, just really good conference, especially on just the new legislation that they cover. But anybody have anything they want to share there? Okay, all righty. And now, who do I call on here?
They're gonna
Or do
tag
you all
team.
want to come up together, or just Mike? Mike, you're still it? Come on up. All right, good. Come on up. I bet you have a check.
No, no money tonight.
All right.
No, I just wanted to tell you guys, it's been an honor and a privilege, honestly, to serve as your liaison. I was told 8 years ago when I first got elected to the city council, they reminded me, I never thought about it. I was the only one not a city student. I didn't graduate from the city schools. I was poor. I lived out in the county. But I've become a cyclone. I always have been a cyclone, but I think I've definitely become a cyclone. You've seen me at all the games, and I support you guys, and it's just been a great relationship. You know, and I said this last time I was here at the podium about other communities and how the school systems and the communities and the councils or the county commissions, whoever they are, sometimes they have a little conflict. You know, and sometimes I think one went 4 times before they had their budget approved recently. But we're just so privileged to live where we live. But it's a team effort, guys. We all work together. There's no one fighting. There's no none of that back and forth. You guys bring us a budget. I mean, I'm not saying we rubber stamp it, but you've got good leadership here, and it works well. And I mean, it's very reflective, and the recommendations and the recognitions that your directors just received. We're very proud of you guys. Proud of what you do. Proud that you serve. But this is my last night as your liaison. I'm giving up the position. I'll have 8 boards, so now I'm down to 7 boards, and I'm asked Miss Googe back. Gosh, it was back the first of the year. We talked about it. And I said, okay, middle of the year, in June, we're going to trade off. So in June, I think Mr. Benha said we had, what was it? I think it was the Animal Shelter Board that Deb and I both served on. And it was that night that you guys kind of moved things around. So we couldn't be here. That was June. July, we had TML. We were in Kingsport for training. So we couldn't be here in July. But here we are in August. So again, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you. I feel more than confident who I'm handing it over to, and Ms. Googe, that she knows a lot more about the system than I would ever dream to ever know. But you're in good hands. We appreciate you. Thank you. And I've enjoyed it. I'll be back.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Nothing? Okay. You want to share? How about that? I got you. Yeah.
Y'all should know better than to give a musician a microphone. But I'm honored to look forward to serving with each of you. I've either been in school or taught every one of you. So even to the student government kids over here. So congratulations to each of you for the job that you do. Looking forward to helping you stay fiscally responsible and doing the right thing and helping you keep that budget going. So much support. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Debbie. It's now time for the student liaison report. Miss Phoebe.
So on August 5th, we had freshman orientation and new student orientation, which I had the opportunity to work along with some other students, which I always love doing because it's just so fun to see all the new faces. And we had a lot of transfers this year, which was really exciting. And we also, I'm sure as you've seen, we started Tuffy Collective, which is basically students and community, and it's really just combining that together to make sure everybody can see all the great things that's going on. And we have a bunch of events coming up for that, so stay tuned. That's super exciting. And then we also have the pep rally tomorrow. Science Hill versus us tomorrow night. So excited.
Is there a football game tomorrow night?
Yep. And we got the pep rally, so everyone's super excited for that. And we'll have an assembly schedule. And then the only other thing I have is we have formal coming up. It's Mamma Mia themed, so that'll be fun. And I can't believe it's already time for that.
I
So
can't either.
It's hard to
that's all for me.
All right. Thank you.
Parking spaces look good.
Oh,
They
So,
do.
parking
Yeah,
that
they
was fun
do.
as well.
I
Yes.
can't believe how
Phoebe's,
artistic.
Yeah.
Phoebe's was a cool one.
There's
Oh,
So
For
talk a little
kids.
bit about the events that you had around that. It wasn't just painting the parking spots, right? You had senior sunrise. Was there something else?
Yeah, we did. We had senior sunrise that morning. I think it started at 5:30, so it was early. It was a long day. And
Sunrise,
then
that's you're gonna have to be there for the sunrise.
I'll come to the
and
sunset.
then right after that, it was ready to paint spots, and it was a long process. I think I was next to Bob's daughter Morgan, and we looked at the time, and we thought it was 5 o'clock, and it was only 12. We were like, "Oh my goodness!"
I can attest that is a
Yes.
true story.
And we were only
Happens to
halfway
me
done.
every day.
And we were only halfway done, but it was so fun. I'm glad it's became a tradition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Phoebe,
thank
you're
you.
on social media. They can follow the liaison on social
Yes,
media. Right?
you
Can you
can.
tell about that?
Oh yeah.
On that, I will be posting projects that I do throughout the school year. We always post the reports from these meetings. I always post a little post about when the next meeting will be.
Yeah.
So I post that, and me and Dr. Minton have been working on some projects that are coming soon. So I'm excited to share those when we get those started.
So is that an Instagram? What is the
Instagram.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like EHS liaison.
Yes, it's ehs.student.liaison. We've just passed it throughout the year, so everybody's is on there.
That's neat.
Well, you know it's something when an old man not on Instagram is shown your video, and it's like, look at this. So congratulations.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. All right. All right, thanks. Now time to move on to the regular agenda. First item on the agenda is to approve on second reading Board Policy 6.303, questioning students and searches. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
A motion and a second.
Second.
And a second. Thank you. All right, Mr. Van Hessel, background.
Absolutely. So quickly, this one you approved the first reading last month with the other 30, 35, however many there were on there. But we felt like in talking with our board attorney, there was one other change that we wanted to reflect within this policy. Last year, the General Assembly passed that you couldn't do student searches, backpacks, things like that, without having some state training on how that should be done properly. But the caveat there was it could only be done by an administrator. Well, there are some situations where that may be necessary and an administrator is not available. Like, for instance, a trip, a team that's gone on an overnight trip somewhere. Now, let me first caution you or reassure you that this is not something that happens. Has it happened in the past to need to do that on a trip? Yes, it has, but we're very blessed. We have great kids. It's not something that happens on a regular basis. However, felt like it was our responsibility to try to put something in place. If there's a need to do something like that on a trip, we have the avenue to do that. So the legislature went back this year and opened that up, that it can be a staff member as long as they've received the training. So this policy reflects exactly how we will go through that process. So that's the items that you see in red on this one. Again, it just gives us the opportunity for individuals, if there's not an administrator involved. But what I will tell you is that in the event that that happens, the administrator of the school will most definitely be involved. Basically, that individual will contact the administrator and say, here's the situation. The principal will make the determination on whether or not to authorize that particular search. And so there's also in here, there will be a witness that will also observe and will stop the search if it's something that goes beyond the grounds of what the search was intended for. And again, I want to assure you, we're not talking about a physical search. Okay, that's not what we're talking about here at all. We're talking about belongings, backpacks, things like that. So that's what's reflected in this one. That's a change from last month, the first version that you approved. So we needed to put this one on the regular agenda and share that information with you and see if you had questions, comments, or thoughts on that one.
Any questions or any discussion? All right, seeing none. The items to approve on second reading, Board Policy 6.303, questioning students and searches. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Last item on the agenda, discussion and possible action on vacant Elizabethton City Schools school board member position to complete the unexpired term through November of 2026. So, don't necessarily need a motion on a discussion, or do we?
Not at this point, I don't
No,
think, unless.
So we don't have a
Yeah.
motion. All right.
But can I make a motion?
Well, it can come out of this. I mean, does you want some explanation, or do you
I would-
want to?
I mean,
I'll-
if y'all would like some information from me to kind of explain why we are where we are, I can do
That's fine,
that.
sure.
Or so just very quickly. So there was some confusion between us and the election commission about whether or not the unexpired term that Mr. Smith is filling now would be required to actually qualify and run for the interim period between the August election that we just went through and the November election. Because the way the city charter indicates, if someone's filling that unexpired term, they fill it until the next municipal election. Well, there was a municipal election in August. So in our communication back and forth, I'll just leave it at there was miscommunication on whether or not Mr. Smith or anyone else that was interested in that would have to actually participate in the election in August. So in that situation, no one qualified. It ended up on the ballot. No one qualified. So from the August election, the one we just had a week or so ago. So in that case, there's no one qualified. So it comes back to the board to appoint someone. And again, this person, whomever you choose, will be appointed in that position from now. Well, actually, technically, the September meeting, September, October, and the November meeting. At that point in time, I think actually today was the last day to qualify and turn in paperwork. So those individuals that were interested in that have already done that. That will be running for this unexpired term in November. So that gets it back on the normal cycle that it normally is on. So that's a loophole. This has happened a couple of other times where the municipal election has been so close to another municipal election. I don't know that it's the most efficient thing out there, but to change city charter, as you know, we have a sister city. I think it's Union City in West Tennessee. So anything that changes about the city charter, both communities have to agree to, both councils have to agree to that. So maybe that's something they may want to look at, language in the future that would eliminate this, because I think it's overburdensome to anyone to ask them to do two elections that close together. But at any rate, that's where we are. So, I mean, that is certainly something that I would suggest that you do consider someone to fill this term for the interim 3 months. So.
The motion, I'd like to make the motion that Josh Smith continue in that capacity until November if he's willing to do so.
Happy to.
I second that.
Or third
Yes.
it or whatever.
Yes.
He turned his papers in.
All right. So, any discussion?
I will
Motion-
not vote on this.
You
Mr.
will
Bliss. Yes.
abstain. All right. So we have a motion and a second. The motion is for Josh Smith to fill the remainder of this term for 3 months. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And there are none, and we're very thankful.
Thank you,
Josh, that you're willing to do that. Thank you for the motion. Mr. Isaacs. All right. The next regularly scheduled board meeting will be held on Thursday, September the 17th here. And again, just so I can get this right, I want to congratulate Miss Jaden Yoder for your honor and your award. Very proud of you. And again, we thank everyone for being here. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion. Everyone have a good evening. Thank you all.